So what have you learned about yourself since you've taken over the CEO role?
That I feel far more capable than I never would have thought in a million years that I would have ended up becoming a CEO of a company. It was never, and I don't know if this is necessarily bad to say, it was never an aspiration that I particularly had. I was just continuing to do what I was passionate about in the moment, or I felt like I was doing my best work and I was feeling fulfilled in the moment. And it just continued to grow from there. And that's what led to this. So in terms of what I have recognized that I am capable of has completely shifted a ton of things within my personal life in terms of like working out, sports, and just relationships in general, in terms of how I need to go about my life to continue to maximize the value that I'm getting out of everything. And I feel like
Mhm.
just because of how I have continued to understand the world as it is as a CEO in a very, very different lens, which it is so incredibly crazy to think about how different my mindset was 2, 3 years ago, which is really not that long ago, to
Mhm.
now is just
Mhm.
unbelievably different of how I view the world and how I view my weekly routines and how I approach everything on a regular basis is just so drastically different in that I care so much about what I am spending my time on, who I'm spending my time with, and how hard I put my effort into anything that I'm doing.
So why are those things in your life different then, since you took over the role? Do you feel like you have more control over them, or is it just the change in the lens that you had, taking over the business?
Yeah, I think beforehand I've to a degree always been a very easygoing person and just kind of a go with the flow type of thing. And I'm just like, whatever happens, happens. Like it is what it is. Like I'm
Mhm.
not a very picky person, but it has driven a lot more conviction within my day to day in terms of this is where I want to spend my time. This is how I want to this is where I want to be. This is what I want to do. This is how I want to spend my time. Versus before, and I'm just like, like we'll see what happens.
Mm,
So
okay.
I think it just has made me become a lot more decisive in my regular day to day, which is something that is absolutely needed to be within this role.